Wow, it's doing a really good job. Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between these two Dreame robot vacuum cleaners. On the left is a little bit older. This is the original Dreame L10S Ultra. And on the right is the brand new Dreame L10S Ultra Generation 2. It's retailing for $900, on sale for $600. And the older one is retailing for $900. Don't ever pay that. But it does go down as low as $400 sometimes. I did buy both of these with my own money, and this will be an honest comparison between the two because sometimes the older one is better than the new one. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how they mop against each other, vacuum against each other, and then at the end, I'll give you my what I think of each one. So both of these robots will mop and vacuum your floors at the same time, or you can do them separately. They both have clean water tanks. Now the L10S Ultra, the clean water tank is a little bit smaller than over here on the Gen 2, and they both have a dirty water tank. They both have an auto solution that they can add to the water. On the Ultra, it's down here in this container that you've got to replace. You can't refill it. On the Gen 2, it's right here. You can put the concentrated solution in here. So you can add a little bit more. And then over here, they both have a dust bag. So after they vacuum your house, they're going to come back and the dust will get sucked out of the robot into this bag, and you will have to replace that about every 2 or 3 months. Now, I really like both robots have a LiDAR navigation. They do a really good job of mapping your house. They both have the bumper on the front if it runs into something. Now, the sensors down here in the front are different. The Dreame L10S Ultra on the left does have a camera. So if there's an obstacle that's low to the ground and it sees it, it will take a picture of it. Over here, the Gen 2 does not have any photo or picture taking or video capabilities. This is just a sensor that tries to help it sense things that are low to the ground so it'll go around them. I do think the Ultra on the left has better obstacle avoidance for things that are low to the ground than the Gen 2. The Ultra over here on the left, you can also do remote video in. You could tell the robot to go somewhere in your house. You could turn the video on if you were in another state, and you could look around your house that way. Over here, the Gen 2, again, no video picture taking capabilities at all. Now, if we look around back, they both have a water tank that they're going to fill up, and they both have a dust bin. So here's, as it vacuums your house, everything's going to get sucked into the dust bin. And over here on the Ultra, here's what its dustbin. They both have a filter that you're going to have to take that filter off and clean it once in a while. It is reusable. Yeah, the filter is on top on the Gen 2. And it is a little bit smaller. And then when they back up to the base station, there's another vacuum's going to kick on and suck everything out of here through this little flapper and this little flapper. Right here. And on the Ultra, it's over there. Now they both have spinning mop pads, and they can lift the mop pads up or down when they sense carpet. They both have a carpet sensor. They both have the single brush roller. It's the same. Drive wheels, a single side brush that spins. It doesn't extend. And they have the fall off sensor so it doesn't fall down your stairs. Now the mop pads are the same as far as this part here. Now the pad itself is actually different. Now, the Gen 2 can extend this mop pad when it's up against the corner. Over here, the first Gen, they're both permanent, but it can raise them up and down. Now, with that internal water tank, they can spray water on top of the mop pad to keep it wet. Here we have the ports here, and over here we've got ports on this one. Now, one of the differences here is the Gen 2, the one on the right, has 32 levels of water that it can put down on the floor. And it can definitely put down a lot more water than the Ultra over here. It only has like 3 or 4 levels of wetness. Okay, so the Gen 2 can lift its mop pads a little bit higher, almost twice as high. 0.41 inches compared to 0.27 inches. So again, it can lift them up and down depending on if it senses carpet.
Mop pads installed.
Now, both of them are going to wash the mop pads with room temperature water. They don't heat the water, but they're going to put clean water down here. They're going to spin the mop pads, and then they're going to suck the water up into the dirty water tank. They both have a little tray. You're going to have to take the tray out once in a while, take it over to your sink and clean it. Here's this tray. It's a little bit different, but kind of the same thing. And at the end of the job, they both will blow hot air onto the mop pads so they will dry them and prevent odor. And again, they both have a port back there that's going to fill the robot up with water. Okay, so let's go see how they do. Let's see how they do.
Automatic docking engaged.
Okay, we're going to have it start mopping these muddy paw prints. Now, the first thing it's going to do, it's going to wash the mop pads. What you're hearing is a couple pumps kicking on, and you're also hearing the dirty water pump kick on. This usually takes about 2 minutes, and you'll hear the mop pads spinning. It's going to do this exact same thing when it's done, and then it's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them to help prevent odor. So I chose mop only, and I've got the wetness turned up pretty high. I could go all the way up to 32, but we'll try somewhere around here. Okay, we're going to see how the Dreame L10S Generation 2 does mopping. It can extend its mop pad to get right up next to the wall. We're going to see how it cleans up these big muddy paw prints. Now I've got it cleaning in the direction of the floor. All right, I did a pretty good job with that. All right, and I've got it, it's going to do 2 passes. Wow, it's doing a really good job. That was really dried on mud. Now it's going to capture that mud and take it back to the base station and wash it off. So yeah, it's done a really good job. Hopefully it's going to come back and get these 2 little spots. Now if we take a look, the mop pads have captured that mud, and now it's going to go back to the base station and wash all that mud off. Okay, it's going to wash its mop pads and come back and do the second cleaning.
Cleaning mop pads.
There's the dirty water coming up into the dirty water tank. Okay, we're going to see how the Dreame L10S Generation 2 does in the corner. Not too bad. I've got it on vacuum only. I like the Dreame app because it's going to show me exactly where it is vacuuming in real time. All right. All right, it did not recognize that cable. We're going to see how it does with the Lego toy, and it struggled with it a little bit too, looks like. So it looks like it's trying to recognize that toy and go around it. So I took the toy up. It is doing a good job of vacuuming. Yeah, it's doing a really good job of vacuuming. Now some of the hairs it does blow around. It's doing a good job cleaning this carpet. Okay, it's returning to the dock. It's going to auto empty the dustbin Here's everything the dustbin picked up. Wow, that did an excellent job. Okay, it's going to back up to the dock and it's going to auto empty the dustbin.
Charging. Auto empty.
Okay, we're going to see how the Dreame L10S Ultra does on these muddy paw prints. Now I have it going to do 2 passes. I've got it on mopping only mode and I've got it on maximum wetness. Okay, it's doing its second pass the other direction. It's doing a pretty good job. If it did 3 passes, it might get it all. But for everyday mopping, it's going to do a really good job. Now the idea is the mop pads are going to have to capture that dirt and then take it back to the base station and get washed off. And down here is where it's going to wash the mop pads. It's going to put room temperature water down there, spin the mop pads, and then suck the water up, the dirty water, into the dirty water tank. So here's the clean water tank. And it's going to auto empty everything into the dust bag. And I do like that this tray comes out for easy cleanability if I had to.
Start charging. Start cleaning mop pads.
Okay, here it's going to clean the mop pads. It's going to put clean water down in the mop pads, and then it's going to suck the dirty water up into the dirty water tank. Okay, we're going to see how the Dreame L10S Ultra does vacuuming this room and obstacle avoidance. We're going to check its corner cleaning capabilities. Now it does not have a mop pad or a side brush that can extend out to the side. But it's doing a pretty good job of vacuuming. It just is not able to get really close to the corners. There's a bunch of hair. Yeah, it's doing a good job of vacuuming. And it is able to take pictures of the obstacles with that camera on the front. All right, so it was not able to detect that cable. I'll just get it out. We'll see how it does with this Lego toy. Looks like it is going to hit the Lego toy. So now it is recognizing it. It should take a picture of it and avoid it. And in the app, we can see there's the obstacle. It will take a picture of it, and there it is. Now, once it did recognize it, it is avoiding it. And it's going to go back and forth, make the straight lines. It's going to do the perimeter of the room first, So it's doing a really good job of vacuuming. We've got some really fine particles here. Yep, that's doing an excellent job of vacuuming. I don't see many particles left. Just up next to the edge is all.
Pause.
Okay, we can open it up. And here's everything that's in the dust bin. It's going to suck everything out of this dust bin. Yeah, that did a really good job.
Start auto empty.
Okay, here comes the auto empty. The Dreame L10S does a good job for everyday mopping. Some bigger messes, you might need to go over it 3 or 4 times. It did an okay job with obstacle avoidance. The corners, it doesn't have anything that can go into the corner and get all of that. But for everyday vacuuming, it did a really good job. Okay, it's time for the carpet torture test. Got a cable, fake poop, some rod furniture, even got the brand new Dreame X50. I had to send my first one back. So hopefully the second one's going to be better. It just had some software bugs. Yeah, that obstacle avoidance is not the best. Yeah, it's just going to eat that cable. It did. It ate it. Ugh. I knew better. Thankfully, it doesn't usually break the robot when they eat the cables. I've always been, the only thing I've ever had to kind of do is cut some of the brush roller side, the fibers there, but when it gets wrapped up in a blanket or something. But I've never had a cable or something break a robot yet. You know, it's only lifting those mop pads 10 millimeters, so they are dragging on the carpet pretty good. And it can't leave them back at the base station. That's 0.41 inches. You can see they're dragging pretty good. So that's why super important to have it mop first. You know, it's almost like those mop pads have lifted up a little bit. What's that all about? You know, sometimes if you just rotate the mop pad, it'll go down. Looks like this rod furniture has been kryptonite to robot vacuum cleaners. The worst one, which I hate to say it, is the Dreame X40 Master. It gets stuck right there. Every morning I come in, it's stuck just like that. The Roborocks have been doing pretty good with it. Yeah, see, they just kryptonite. Like they should know something's there, but they don't care. But then they just have to struggle. They just have to like go real high, move the wheels back and forth. We never know how long they're actually there getting off of it. But the X40 Master, it pretty much runs its battery down trying to get off of it. Now, obviously, I could put a no-go zone there. But to me, rod furniture, like we're seeing, typically that can get moved around. So your no-go zone may not be always in the same spot. So I think this is a good test. And I have to owe credit to several people emailing me and leaving in the comments about this rod furniture that being so hard on robots. I had no idea. So you could put a no-go zone there. I don't know that it's ever, you know, some robots will struggle and then eventually go around it, but some robots will just like, I gotta go. Even the Roborock Saros and the Curve, all of them kind of struggle with that. It is turning its side brush on carpet. Now see, those mop pads went down. See, it's almost like they got, maybe when I flipped it over, I rotated them a little bit or something, but now it seems to be sitting more level. It's doing a really good job vacuuming. Now the Dreame L10S, the original one, I did give one to my mother-in-law, is still using it. And I expected to be over to her house kind of fixing it or kind of making sure it's working right, and I haven't had to do any of that. Here's the fake dog poop. It's gonna, yeah, see? That obstacle avoidance is, man. Now there it should see it. Nope. It is really weak optical. That's even high enough, you know, that's a big enough text, you know, big enough for it should see it. The Eufys will see this. That Eufy X10 Pro Omni, the S1, even the new E20 have really good obstacle avoidance. Okay, so yeah, back to the, I mean, it's not, I should have had to do it 2 passes. It actually did a pretty good job vacuuming. It doesn't have, you know, it's a little deceiving. They show it, I don't like when that stuff catches on the rim, but did a good job. They show it with the tri-cut brush, but that's an option. I don't like when they put that in the advertisement for this robot. That's misleading. That's an extra $50 to $60 for the brush roller that has a cutter on it. This one's just a standard brush roller. So here's the auto empty. They're starting to give parameters on suction power of the auto empty system. This one has more than the Dreame L10S, so. Okay, it's time for the torture test on the Dreame L10S Ultra. This is like the Generation 1 or the first model. It's been around for, I think, 1.5 years now. They heavily discounted it down to $400 during Christmas of 2024, so I looked for more discounts. It didn't mop the best, but I do think it has a little bit better obstacle avoidance, just because it's got that camera, which does help a little bit. But we'll see how it does here with this rod furniture. We've got some fake poop, and we got a cable and a bunch of dirt and debris. There's where they struggle. They all want to ride over that and get, yeah. So he's going to do the same thing. He's trying something a little different. He's being aggressive. Now, if you don't have rod furniture, you may want to fast forward a little bit. But this is important for some people, and this is kryptonite. For those of you that remember what kryptonite is to Superman, that is what rod furniture is to robot vacuums. Oh, he's just spinning the wheel. Now, this one has not gotten stuck. I always have him clean at night, and then when I come in the morning, he's always come back, so. He's really trying. So it's interesting, he's kind of gone into a mode of, he's not ooh, look at that, he jumped it. He went into a mode, he turned his vacuum off, and he could lift his wheels somehow. They don't talk a whole lot about that. Now, don't try to go back over it again. So he was able to jump it. Now, he is only able to lift his mop pads 0.27 inches. So you can see they're dragging pretty good on the carpet. There's my brand new X50. I sent my old one back, so I've been unboxing it and getting it set up. And I've got it on its highest suction possible. Turbo. Yeah, it can vary the speed of that side brush, and it can slow itself down sometimes. I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, I think that's probably the carpet sensor. When it's on linoleum, it doesn't spin it as fast. So yeah. So since it's riding the side, it doesn't know if it's on carpet or linoleum or hardwood floor. Now it spins it fast. Now again, this is the one I gave to my mother-in-law. Not this, I had to buy another one. So it did not recognize that cable. Yeah, cables are pretty hard. I was kind of expecting it to recognize it. Stop.
Pause.
Typically, yeah, they get caught in there a little bit. You just gotta, yeah, they'll come out. They don't cause any harm. I actually had to buy another one of these because I gave her the one that I reviewed, and I was able to buy it off Amazon's used, you know, if you look in their used section, and it's fine. It was like used like new or something. But again, this was heavily discounted to 400 bucks, and that's when it became a buy. Definitely not full price. That's actually not too bad. You know, it's not as good as a regular upright vacuum cleaner, but it does pick up dirt and debris. Does it get down deep into the carpet? No. You're just not going to beat a big corded vacuum cleaner that can beat that carpet and get everything up. But these things do work. And my mother-in-law has one cat, and I've done the maintenance on it already. She's had it, I think, over 6 months now. Okay, it's recognizing that poop really far away. And she hasn't had any problems with, with cat hair or the kitty litter. It's been doing fine. And I just thought for sure that there would be problems with somebody unfamiliar with a robot, but no, she's been using it and it's been fine. I've only made it down there once to just to take it, bring it home and do all the cleaning on it. You'll see that video. It's like the 3-month real world testing I do. Now here it's spinning the side brush slowly. Yeah, I don't know what the logic is behind. Sometimes, maybe when it senses an obstacle, it's like, okay, we need to spin slow. And she said it gets stuck once in a while under the bed, or once in a while it's not foolproof. Once in a while she does have to go find it. So interesting, it hasn't shown up on the app yet, but I think it will, because it's really sensing that poop. There it struggled with the big clog of hair, but there it showed up. Oh, it says, oh, not carpet. Obstacle. Oh, see, it goes away, sorry. Yeah, sometimes it does that. It'll come back. And I do think the obstacle avoidance on this one's a little bit better than the Generation 2. But if you're worried about privacy, the Gen 2 does not have a camera, so it doesn't take any pictures or photos. So that's, if you're worried about privacy, the Gen 2, but I think you do lose some obstacle avoidance, but it does clean better. Yeah, I don't know why these obstacles disappear sometimes. It'll probably come back because it takes good pictures. See, there's a wheel. Yeah, you can see this room, without that fake poop, it would have done nice straight lines, and it probably would have picked up most everything. All right, it's got to go back. It's going to auto empty everything. And usually when they recognize it, when they're vacuuming, they usually recognize it when they travel home also. Okay, so both of these are just a dad approved with some exceptions. That's why they don't have the sticker. So it's all about price. The Ultra was the first gen. It's been around about a year and a half. When it's at $400, it's an absolute buy, just a dad approved. Because at that cost, you're getting a good robot for the money. Now over here, this one is newer. This is the Gen 2. Its obstacle avoidance is not very good. But if you find yourself that your stuff is pretty much picked up on the floor and you're not worried about obstacle avoidance, it actually is a very good robot as far as mopping and vacuuming. And with this, you will get fast charging on the Gen 2, where this one can take twice as long to charge the robot between cleanings. And you do get bigger water tanks, a bigger cleaning solution. You don't have the proprietary bottle. Over here, you've got to get the one that's made for this, where here you can pour in solution to that container. And I have been experimenting with adding floor cleaning solution. Now again, Dreame's never going to approve that. They say use only Dreame. But I am experimenting, and I have not had any problems with putting like Mr. Clean or Fabulosa in there. But again, it's all about the quantity, not very much. They talk about the carpet sensor. The Gen 2 has supersonic, and the Gen 1 has ultrasonic. I haven't noticed that big of a difference as far as that. Again, same brush roller. The Gen 2, they advertise it with the tri-cut. It doesn't come with that tri-cut. I do like that brush because it cuts hairs, but it's like 50 bucks extra, and it'll fit over here too. And again, for those of you that follow my channel, the Ultra, I did give my mother-in-law one about 7 or 8 months ago. She loves it. She's not had any problems with it. I've been doing the maintenance on it about every 3 months. I probably need to go over there and clean it again, but it's been doing really good. I thought I was going to have all kinds of problems, but I never did. You do get increased suction, 10,000 pascals of suction compared to 5,300. Again, I don't notice that big a deal because they're not going to replace a full vacuum, but this one is going to vacuum a little bit more. Right now, the biggest sales I've seen on the Gen 2, it's $600. Normally $900. Do not pay $900. Now, let's talk about this. When this one's $400 and this one's $600, that becomes real. To me, the Gen 2 is not $200 more. You don't get more features unless you really do want that mopping on compared to this one. So I suspect the Gen 2 will be somewhere around $500, $550. Then it becomes very close to the first one, and then it becomes a buy. Never pay full price for these. These things are always on sale. I'm going to come up with a system, a weekly podcast or a weekly video or something to show you the sales and what I recommend that week. Now, my very next video is I'm going to be comparing. There's the Heat, and it's probably a little bit better buy than the Gen 2, but there's some differences. So again, these videos are pretty tricky to come together. Some videos are snippets from other ones, but I'm trying to do a really good job of doing a good job of videoing it under real world circumstances. I think that's why you see some of the goofs and all of that. So I really do appreciate everybody's support. I do use links. If you purchase a product using my link, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to give you my honest opinion. Just got done doing almost a full week of Eufy robot vacuum cleaners, and they just released a brand new S1. Finally got my second X50. I sent the first one back. We'll see. I've got some setting up to do, and I really need to get on these. These are the brand new Curve and the Edge. They've got those weird numbers after them. It doesn't make any sense, but they're cheaper. It's the 5SX. And this is something, so I just bought these. This is thankfully it's a new month. I got a new budget. Yeah, the S5A or something. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of these videos. I love all the recommendations on how to test these robots. They really, really do help. So thanks everybody for watching.